Imagine a world plunged into darkness. No internet, no phones, no electricity. It sounds like a sci-fi movie, but this scenario almost became a reality, and it could happen again. This is the story of the solar storm that nearly sent humanity back to the Stone Age. It all began on July 23, 2012. Unseen by most of us on Earth, the sun unleashed a colossal burst of energy. A massive cloud of magnetized plasma, known as a coronal mass ejection or CM, erupted from the sun's surface and hurtled out into space at an unbelievable speed of over 3,000 kilometers per second. To put that in perspective, that's fast enough to travel from New York to Los Angeles in under 2 seconds. This CME was no ordinary solar burp. It was a Carrington-class event, a direct parallel to the most powerful solar storm ever recorded in human history. The Carrington event of 1859. Back then, the world was a different place. The telegraph was the pinnacle of technology. Telegraph systems worldwide went haywire. Sparks flew from the equipment. In some cases, operators could disconnect their batteries and still send messages using only the electrical charge induced in the wires by the storm itself. It was a spectacle, but in a world without a global power grid, the damage was limited. Now, let's jump back to 2012. Our world is completely different. We are utterly dependent on a delicate, interconnected web of technology. Our power grids, satellites, GPS, internet, banking systems, and even our water supplies rely on electricity and stable electronics. A Carrington-class storm hitting this modern infrastructure would be nothing short of catastrophic. Fortunately for us, the 2012 eruption missed. The region of the sun where the explosion occurred wasn't facing Earth at the time. The massive plasma cloud shot through Earth's orbit, but our planet had passed that exact spot just 1 week earlier. We dodged a cosmic bullet by the skin of our teeth. If the eruption had happened just 9 days sooner, it would have been a direct hit. So, what would have happened if we weren't so lucky? According to scientists at NASA and other institutions who have studied this near miss, the consequences would have been devastating. The immense surge of energy from the solar storm would induce powerful currents in our long transmission lines, overloading transformers and causing them to fail on a massive scale. We're not talking about a simple blackout that gets fixed in a few hours or days. We're talking about hundreds of massive, custom-built transformers being fried simultaneously. These aren't things you can buy off the shelf at a hardware store. They take months, sometimes years, to build and transport. Without power, modern life grinds to a halt. No lights, no refrigeration, no air conditioning, no heating. Communication systems would collapse. The internet would go down. Your smartphone would become a useless brick. GPS satellites, crucial for everything from navigation to financial transactions, would be knocked out. This would trigger a cascading failure across all sectors of our society. Imagine the economic impact. A study by the National Academy of Sciences estimated that the cost of a direct hit from a Carrington-level storm could be up to $2 trillion in the first year alone. That's 20 times more costly than Hurricane Katrina. The recovery time wouldn't be measured in days or weeks, but in years, possibly even a decade. We'd be facing a global-scale, long-term blackout. People would have no access to money as ATMs and banking systems go offline. Hospitals would have to rely on backup generators. But how long would their fuel last? Supply chains for food, medicine, and other essentials would break down. It's a domino effect that could lead to widespread social unrest and a genuine struggle for survival. We would essentially be thrown back into a pre-industrial way of life, but without the skills and local infrastructure that people had back then. We've built a magnificent technological civilization, but it rests on a very fragile foundation. The 2012 event served as a massive wake-up call for governments and scientists around the world. We have a fleet of satellites, like the Solar and Heliospheric Observatory, or SOHO, constantly monitoring the sun. These give us an early warning system. With a few days' notice, power companies could take preemptive measures. Scientists estimate there's about a 12% chance of a Carrington-level event striking us every decade. Those aren't great odds. We live in a cosmic shooting gallery, and our star, the very source of life on our planet, is also one of the greatest threats to our modern way of life. The story of the 2012 solar storm is a humbling reminder of our place in the universe. We've created incredible things, but we are still subject to the immense and unpredictable power of nature. It's a silent threat, happening millions of miles away, but with the potential to change our world in an instant. It highlights the urgent need to understand space weather, to invest in protecting our infrastructure, and to have a plan for when the next big one comes our way. Because next time, we might not be so lucky. Thanks for watching. If you found this story as fascinating and terrifying as I did, hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the science and history that shapes our world. Stay curious. Stay curious.